Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast, Keeping Locals Local. I'm here with Judith Rosenberg, my partner, and then we have Leslie Graves, who's our Orbit program, who actually owns tiny homes in Tennessee. And then our special guests today are Terry and Casey Savage, who are the king and queen of mobile home parks and tiny, well, I don't know if you own tiny homes, but I'm sure you'll tell us what you do, and let's get started. So
Beautiful.
Tell us about yourselves, guys. Terry, I should say that Terry's a realtor. I know you are a team, but Terry has her own business doing real estate in California.
Well, I'll start. So I have 40 years experience as a broker in California real estate. Not an easy task, but still achieving those things. I also work with another partner in wholesaling. So we have a wholesale business that kind of feeds into both areas. So that's what I'm working on currently. And Casey has his own thing going on. So
and that's the fun thing about our relationship. We have always had two separate businesses that we also help each other with. She's had her real estate forever, and I'm actually a general contractor. And so I had my construction business, which kind of went into, before the market crashed, to us flipping a whole bunch of properties, which worked in sync with both of our businesses. And then, like a lot of people, when the market crashed, we were pretty devastated, wrong side of the market. Fortunately, like, we didn't lose the millions of dollars like Jamil lost. But we lost enough that it was not fun. While we were trying to reinvent what we would do, Terry switched over to doing short sales in the Central Valley of California. She was the queen of doing short sales. She's done hundreds of short sales.
Nice.
Like a bulldog, she was not going to let anybody get foreclosed on. I think she possibly had two.
I think
two that went to foreclosure out of doing hundreds of short sales.
But they were both approved short sales. It was just a bad lender situation. Wells Fargo foreclosed on an entire pipeline, and GMAC went upside down, and so they had to foreclose on a bunch of people that had already had pre-approved short sales. So we had buyers sitting there ready to go, and unfortunately that happened. So
while all that was going on, I have no construction work to do because the market had totally crashed. I become her actual, I jokingly said, her office boy. I actually help. I got my real estate license so I could help her legally with all of her paperwork. So while she's navigating and negotiating these short sales, I'm taking pictures. Remember fax machines? Yeah. Faxing, hundreds of documents, all that fun stuff. Having people sign contracts, doing all the outside stuff while she could do what her superpower is, and that was working with the banks and the loan servicing companies to get these things approved. Well, in the midst of all that, we're trying to figure out what to do when we go to a commercial real estate seminar with a guy. He's still around. I would always tell anybody, if you're looking to do a commercial, you might check him out, Scott Shield.
I went to this too.
Yeah, he's great. Nice. He's got a great program. So we learned a bit about commercial, and this weird thing that I thought was a scam was being able to buy businesses with no money, zero down. This is some buzzword they're passing around. Well, we get back in town after hanging out with him in Atlanta for a week. A month later, a RV park falls in our lap, an opportunity. And so we talked about it. I'll shorten the story. It was simply, she didn't want to do it because she knew the seller, and she knew the conditions of this seller's properties. And so actually we were at that time looking at retiring. We were going to buy an RV and travel full time at that time. And so I told her, here's the deal. Let's at least do this. If we do follow through with our plan and retire, we're going to be traveling around the country. Let's at least go look at this place so we know what we're saying no to, because we'd never seen it. And, okay, but we're not buying it. Okay, fine. We're just going to go look at it. Look at
That's like a puppy story.
it's an hour and a half up the hill. We had a Prius back then. It was going to cost us $6 to get there, and we'd probably make money coming down the hill because we'd be on all regen, right? And so we go up. It had snowed, which was okay because the roads were dry. We're wandering around this place for about 45 minutes. The manager never came out and questioned us what we're doing, because I guess we're driving a Prius, and I guess Prius people aren't really a big threat, like like we're burglars or something. We're going in and out of every building and all that. And so as we're leaving, Terry goes, "Darn it!" And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Like, what's going on? Did you leave your phone?" Like, 'cause we use the restroom. Did you leave your phone in the bathroom? It was one of those things, like she left something. And she asked, what's he want for this? And I told her, and she goes, and she says these 4 words that I always love to hear when we're looking at a property. She says this. She says, "That place needs us." From that point on, when she says that, we are in. We are getting that place, but with her terms. And so she wanted me to negotiate down, I don't know, I think it was $50,000 less than what he was asking. And she wanted our CPA to review the books. The CPA reviewed them and said, "Yeah, why not?" And so we ended up buying our first park and loved it. Fell in love with it.
And they paid us actually $55,000 in total to buy the park. So that was even better. So we didn't come out of pocket. He kind of cooked the books, and
she discovered it.
Just before we were going to close, I said, "I think we need to walk this park, and I need to hand you things." And he said, "Okay." So as we're walking, I'm holding the leases in my hand that he had provided. And every time we'd walk by a vacant lot, I'd hand him the lease. So about the 3rd one, he looks at me and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, where are they?" And he's like, "Oh, no." So we did the math on it, and he said, "Well, how much do you think?" And I said, "I think you have to go and tell him we want $50,000 cash back at the close of escrow. And you need to check with our private money lender and make sure that's not a problem." And they said, he said, "Okay." And he said, "Well, let me muster up my right tone and I'll go after it." And so he called him and he said, "I think we need to talk." And so he said, "Yeah, okay." So he came up the hill, and Casey said, "Well, I think that you have missing lease spaces." And he said, "Yeah, I think I gave you the wrong set of books."
He actually said, "I gave you the wrong set of books."
Wow.
How many copies do you have? I mean,
How many different sets are there exactly?
So I instantly told him what Terry had said. We've got to go at $50,000, at close, because we were counting on that money. We're coming into season, and that was going to keep us, making our payments, paying the bills through season until we started bringing in more money. And without his heart beating a blink of an eye, he reached out his hand and shook mine and said, "Okay, just send me the addendum and I'll sign it." So
nice.
That's a great start.
That's a great story. Well, that'll get you hooked,
Oh my God. So yeah, 0 money down, 50 something at close. I mean, like, why not?
Wow.
So now that's not to say that there's a million of those deals out there. Those are rare. Honestly, out of all the parts that I've gone through underwriting on and talking to sellers, there are those gems out there for people that are looking, but most of them are sellers are asking more than they're worth. This is a reality. There's a lot of negotiations that have to happen when you're looking at getting a RV park or a mobile home park. It's just nature of the beast.
Or setting up a tiny home village, like Leslie.
Yep. Yeah. All of those things. And keep an eye on the prize, the fact that you are buying a business, you're not buying a home. When you buy a home, you expect you got to pay for it every month. When you buy a business, you expect that it makes you money every month.
Right.
And this is the problem. People get all excited about getting a park, because in our community, I don't think Pace can go through a Zoom without saying RV park 6 or 12 times. Which I tried to start a drinking game, and I'm the only one that would do it. Whenever RV park, we're supposed to.
No, so I'm picking him up off the floor
Yeah,
all the
right.
time. No.
Which Pace actually, he was like, why do you keep saying drink in my Zooms? And later on, I texted him and told him, he busted out. He said, oh, that's great. But he still said it. But yes,
it's a buy and hold strategy for you. You're not flipping them.
no, I like buy and hold. Our strategy for parks is buy and hold. They are a great asset to own. Operations, this is that funny thing. I hate talking about them because I want less people to go look for them. But in the same thing, there are a bunch out there. 17,000 RV parks, 45,000 mobile home parks. Some of them cross over because some of them are run like the other. There is enough for everybody out there. In our 20,000 person community, everybody isn't going for them. And as we discover, a lot of people want, very few people do. What I do is weekly. I do a weekly Zoom for folks in Owners Club, and hopefully soon to do it for Sub 2, is try to help people understand what they're getting into, if it's right for them, and also answer questions on problems that they come up with in their underwriting, in their just the simple things with dealing with the city. There's a whole plethora of things that you have to be concerned about that nobody else is taking care of you on. You go buy a house, in most areas, you've got transfer disclosure, you've got all this stuff that has to be done. A real estate agent is usually handling it. And so you're pretty safe. You're going to know everything that you should for the most part.
Right.
It's buyer beware. You're buying a business, total buyer beware.
One of the other things that I really encourage as well is to make sure you're using a commercial title company to help you facilitate that transaction, because it really should be a bulk sales situation in most cases. And so you have to put that in the paper and notify the creditors that business is being sold, because you don't know what debt may be against that property for real until you do that. And so one of the situations we ran into was about 2 years into ownership of that park. We got a call from somebody who had done roofing. Is that right?
Yeah, the guy did the roof.
Did the roof on part of the facility and had not been paid. And we said, that's really interesting. You might want to contact the title company. And they insured that property, and we bought it, and we have no responsibility for that. So he could have filed a claim with the title company, or he wrote it off his books more than likely 2 or 3 years before. But it wasn't our bill, but it stressed us out when we very first thought about it. And so that's something we did not want to pay for, and we didn't. So that was a good thing. Another thing that Casey ran across was somebody brought a deal to the table in the conversation on Wednesdays. And one of the things that we talk about is making sure with the city and county that there are no things that would materially affect the purchase of that property. Like, did they have permits? If it's a mom and pop kind of situation, did they add 2 or 3 RV spaces and they made money on them? So they just went good, and put in a bunch of them without the city or county knowing. And so that going to be approved at the end of the day? Is the city or county going to allow that business to continue if they sell it? So I had mentioned this multiple times on the Zooms that he does. And so somebody finally, they were ready to stroke that check to the deposit and non-refundable. And I just said one more time, did you check with the county or city? And she said, I'm really good with this. I think I'm really good. I've researched all the numbers and everything, and I'm good. Okay. So she decided over the weekend to make that call on Monday morning and found out that that RV park is located in the city limits, and RVs are not allowed to connect to city water. It is a big, huge fine if they do connect to city water. So she saved herself no out-of-pocket expenses were, and they were out of that deal. And everything looked great until that one thing.
Right there. Wow. And the seller didn't feel like he needed to disclose that, or they didn't know?
He may not have known.
Yeah.
So often, especially in smaller communities.
Yeah. I'll just put a couple back there.
The small communities are like, whatever, he's a nice guy,
Right.
we go to barbecue together, keep running it. But then when you ask all the questions that you should, doing your due diligence, they've got to answer, legally and properly what, the answer to the question is, no, you can't have an RV hooked up to our water system.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you find that you generally go for add-on, or do you like to purchase RV parks that are already established? Like, do you do vacant land or a combination, or it just depends on the circumstance, I'm sure?
Actually, we are going both directions. We're still looking for that chunk of dirt in the area that warrants building an RV park. Mobile home parks themselves, nearly impossible to get approved. Most areas don't want them. Better use for the land than a mobile home park. Better taxes, better money comes into the city and the area. But RV parks are tourism. Everybody loves people to come visit their city. So tourism is something you can get to happen. We are looking for the right piece of land. But, the conventional wisdom is to buy a park that's making money the day you close. You're covering your debt service, and life is a lot easier. Development is something that it's a whole special niche, whether you're developing a business facility or residential. But I tell you, the people that I know that do development, once you figure out the machine, it's not a bad thing to be doing also. So.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hear Leslie chime in a little bit too on what you found with putting a tiny village, tiny village, mobile.
Thank you.
How that worked.
Thanks for having me here, and appreciate the opportunity to be here. It was always a dream of my husband's to have a place up in the Smoky Mountains, and our experience developing the tiny homes, everything was very bureaucratic through getting things approved with the county. So, and it happened to be during COVID, and then everybody and their brother was moving to the mountains. So our original plans were to put a little cabin up there just for us and our family, but then that got kiboshed with COVID, and our backup plan was a tiny home. So our realtor was like, there's a tiny home factory here in Newport, Tennessee. And we didn't know that. We're 15 minutes away from their incredible tiny homes. They're amazing. And so we went to visit their factory and just fell in love with them and what they have to offer. And we started with one, and then about 6 months later, we got another one, and we felt like we were getting addicted to tiny homes. They're just so cute. And what's nice is they come turnkey ready, so you don't have to do anything to them. Just bring your furniture and get it outfitted, and they're super solid with the air conditioning, and they've got all the add-ons you could want. But as far as developing the area, we had the raw land, and it was not it's not flat for one. We had to get everything approved. It was very bureaucratic. It took a year just to get the septic put in. And then we bought the land. We're not even knowing all this was going to be a thing. And then they were found out in the beginning, they're like, we're not even sure you can put anything on there. The soil scientist will tell you, that works for the county. She will tell you if you can even do it. So we're like, what? So all of it was a learning curve. And so they come out there, and just for lack of better words, they poke around in the ground, find out where the best percolation is. They said, you could put it here. And based on where you put your septic tank, they're like, you can put a home there and a home here. I'm like, okay. So everything was a learning curve, and maybe what you have in mind in the beginning might be thwarted by the county regulations, which we did not. All of this was just like, let's do this, not even thinking it was going to be a business to begin with. It was going to be personal. Then it turned into a business, and we just have been rolling with it. It's been quite a learning curve and a lot of fun. And full disclosure, my husband does probably 95% of all the work. So I'm not sure he's had as much fun as I've had.
Well,
So
Leslie,
it's really hard.
you've done better. You've done better than most people in that situation. I hear
Oh,
so
really?
often people purchase
Oh,
land
thank you.
and they want to do something like build an RV park, and they thought this is a great piece of land, it would be perfect for it, and then they call the local municipality and they go, what? No, you can put a house on that, nothing
Right.
else. And now they spent the money on the land. So
Right.
you guys have been great in being able to add 3 units on it. Now you're doing them as Airbnb, is that what I remember?
Yeah, they're on Airbnb, and they're by the touristy area. So they're right in between Gatlinburg and Asheville. It's kind of a
Nice.
hidden area. It's called Cosby,
Yeah, we know
Tennessee,
that
by
area.
Newport. Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
funny.
went there and spent quite a bit of time there when we were traveling. So
Okay.
we did end up getting to travel for about almost 8 years. So we took an RV
wow.
and did that. And so we loved that area. We spent a lot of
Yes.
time around
Oh, good.
Gatlinburg.
Oh, that's great. So it's
Yeah.
close to
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge, so it's close to all the touristy stuff. The big thing in that area is the whitewater rafting. So we're located right off the whitewater rafting exit. And so the area is known for like outdoor recreation. So you're going to have hikers, people that come in to do rafting. And of course, a lot of people would come in to do the touristy things. Our vision was like outdoor recreation. We're going to do mountain biking and all this. But people come and they feel like they're out in the wild. But we're in a very nice tiny home that's by the woods.
Yeah.
We had to warn people about the bugs, so that was a learning curve for us. We're like, well, you're in the woods, there's going to be some bugs. And we're talking ladybugs and stink bugs, not like anything that's going to attack you or cause you harm, but it freaks people out that aren't used to bugs. So we had to kind of put up notifications. We're aware there's
Right.
bugs. You're in the woods, just kind of like
Yeah.
talking people off the ledge
Right.
over the side of a bug.
Yeah. Well, how can you get upset about a ladybug?
But the
They just
stink
wanna
bug
hang out.
might be a bit of a problem, though.
People have left at 11 p.m. for the sight of a stink bug.
Oh, my
I don't
goodness.
think I've ever seen a stink bug.
And they don't do anything to you. But anyway, we
They're
have different
just-
tolerances, and being in the woods, we kind of expect certain things. So we had to
right.
word things a little different and prepare people.
I would think once the bear comes around, then that's more of an issue for me.
And the stink bug.
We've actually never seen, the only time somebody's seen a bear is when they were excavating during the day. They saw a bear, but we've never actually seen a bear. But we
Well,
have
that's
bear
good.
hunting friends there, and they apparently like our area. So we know they're there. Just
Yeah.
we've never seen them. But it backs up to the Cherokee National Forest, so I'm sure there's bears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's great.
So how close are you to the area where you have your Airbnbs? How close?
We live in St. Augustine, Florida. We're about to move to Jacksonville, so we're in the Northeast Florida. So we're about 8 hours away.
Ah,
Oh, I've been to St. Augustine. That's beautiful. I went to Ann McNamara's workshop in Palatka.
Okay.
And then I
Palatka,
I wanted to spend the night out on the water, so I went over and spent the night
Oh, nice.
in a hotel.
Yeah, my
out
parents
there.
used to live not far from Palatka. They lived in Salt Springs, so we would also meet up in the metropolis of Palatka for the halfway meeting. But we're
It's a
actually
cute
living in an
town.
RV park right now. Speaking of RV parks, we're actually living in an RV park in St. Augustine. We were in between homes, and we sold our house really fast. It was in a rural area of St. Augustine, and I kind of wanted to live back in civilization. And so we bought an RV, living in an RV park, and it's been so much fun. And I asked my husband, I said, do we really need a house? We're just-
Yeah.
No.
honestly, for 15 years, we pretty much didn't have a regular traditional house. All of our stuff was in storage for 15 years. And
Wow.
I didn't miss any of it. It's like
Right.
we don't need all this. So
We really don't.
we have a camper trailer as well. We just upgraded, just got a new one this summer, and gosh, how many weeks have I been camping? 6 weeks. We're just home now. They're doing construction, so it takes an hour and 15 minutes to go 11 miles.
Oh,
So we went camping up beyond north, up in the Sawtooth, and no traffic, and it's a much nicer commute in the morning. So it's just been great. Yeah.
So I love it. I could be convinced, but my husband needs a house, so sometimes we do reverse roles with that kind of stuff. So our compromise is to get a small house, and do the RV thing on the side. So
that sounds good.
Rent it when you're there. Yeah.
Life is about compromises. Yeah.
Isn't it though?
Yeah. So I'm happy, and it's working out great. So.
Oh, that's good.
So bring us up to speed, Terry and Casey. Where are you at now? Are you own more parks, or are you looking for more, or what?
No, currently we have no parks currently.
You sold them. Oh, good.
Sold. Yeah, we sold. We're looking. So it's simply what happened is we sold and traveled.
Oh, nice.
We were happily. We had did. That's my grandma had. But we did the we're retiring and traveling thing.
Nice.
Enjoyed the heck out of it. 7+ years on the road, all over the United States. We have a beautiful country, but mostly we have beautiful people in our country. I don't care if you're red, blue, green, purple, striped state. I don't care what it is. The people across the country are phenomenal. Once you're face to face with anybody, it's just like this right now. It's a nice, warm conversation about life and what you're doing and all that. And so we enjoyed the heck out of it. But then our son and daughter-in-law went and messed up our travel plans.
Had a kid.
Yep, we got grandkids. And we got grandkids in Huntington Beach, which means, oh my gosh, we're going to come out of retirement so we can live close to the grandbabies.
Which means that you have to have the funds to be able to do that. So that was a big thing too. So we didn't want to spend all of our savings to just get close and then have them decide they were going to go somewhere else. So we're kind of still just figuring out where they want to be, and we'll be following them wherever they go. They have
that's great.
So the quick resolution to that dilemma of how do you move to LA where, rent on a crappy place is $3,000 a month. It's like, okay, well, parks are my industry. I love it. So I started searching for a company that I would like to work for and run one of their parks. And that was mobile home parks. Mobile home parks being the better to manage than RV park. The perks are better. And so
less turnover.
Yeah, less turnover. And I had the good fortune. I can't say the company's name because I don't have their permission, but there's a great property management company. They do parks all across the United States, over 100 parks that they manage. Full benefits, free housing. I get paid, all that fun stuff for keeping an eye on 151 space senior mobile home park, which technically I shouldn't say senior. We're supposed to say age qualified now because seniors draw, which we are. I am one.
You're kidding. Age qualified. That's really funny.
Age qualified.
I'm gonna use that one.
Me too.
And this is the interesting thing as we've gone from RV parks mainly to now mobile home parks. I'm realizing there is a big advantage to mobile home parks over RV parks. Mostly what I tell people now is RV parks, active income. Mobile home parks, passive income. RV park, and Leslie, like with your Airbnb, there's some management that has to happen there, right? You have to actively keep an eye on things. You've got stuff you have to do when you have an RV park, Airbnb included. Mobile home park, you get it running correctly. You get everybody, all the tenants to buy into following the rules and paying their rent on time. It's really just a simple babysitting job that collects rent at the first of the month. And it's a great niche.
Casey runs 151 units here, and they're all seniors. And
age qualified.
Age qualified. It's Casey and a half-time maintenance guy. That's it. So 151 units.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Wow.
good.
Same size RV park.
And they own their own space. They own their own unit. They just
And
are.
then they rent.
That was my next question: is
Yeah, it's all tenant owned.
park-owned units versus just renting out the spaces. What do you recommend about that?
Oh, I will always say tenant owned homes.
Huh.
If you like park owned homes, buy an apartment complex because you got the same problems. You got to worry about 2 o'clock calls because a toilet's clogged or a sink's leaking or a roof's leaking and all that. But when it's tenant owned, they tell you, hey, my roof's leaking. You give them a referral for a roofing guy. You just make sure you pay rent first of the month. We're all good. I mean, it's as simple as that. So yeah, mobile home parks. You can
Casey
buy.
doesn't treat them like that.
No, I'm
that is
yeah,
not
it's
how
not,
he
but
is.
that's
I
the
know,
basic
I'm
stuff,
sure.
right? It's not. It's truly
No,
not responsibility. You're helpful in the regard of, they're having problems. You recommend some good people to help them repair it.
Right.
But
Yeah, I had no idea. My superpower was to be able to fix toilets 3,000 miles away.
okay, yeah.
Didn't know that was going to be in my skill set. But you bring up a good point. So we're at our time of how can people get in touch with you? What's the best way? Instagram, email, what?
Well, the funny thing is I'm kind of old school. So I'm phone, text, and through our website, which is savageonparks.com.
Nice.
That's the best, if you want information about buying parks, how to bring us deals. If you're a bird dog or you want to partner with us or you just want to learn about it, just go to savageonparks.com and it's all in there. Set up a time and we'll help you out.
And then mine is Terry at gowithsavage.com. So that's my email forever. So that's the best way to reach me.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
And it's Terry with the Y.
Yeah, it's on the bottom of the screen. That's great. Thanks to you guys. And, two of my favorort people right here. It's just such an honor to have you here.
Oh,
Really, every time we see you guys, it just warms my heart.
Delightful.
We feel the same way.
Good people.
And it's great to meet you, Leslie.
Yeah.
We're so happy to meet you.
Now we know if we're just flying into that area, we can go stay in there.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
You know ahead of time, we'll block it off for you. You'll get the VIP.
Yeah. Well, Leslie's a superstar. She's handling all our marketing and social media, and it's just wonderful. Yeah, she's a go-getter. Anything we ask of her, she does it tenfold. Just
smile.
It's so sweet. Thank you.
It's very
It's an
nice.
honor to be a part of all of this. I really am so thankful to be here. So.
We are so impressed what you guys are doing with your orbit program.
Yes.
And actually working on that to build for ourselves, because as you realize, being in charge of something, whatever it is, you can't do everything. You're trying to do everything, nothing gets done, which is the pile on my desk right now. So
And mine.
Yeah. So we need social media. I need a second. I need acquisitions. We need Terry and I. We both need all of these things, so we can actually help more people do more.
Right.
Well, it was a really learning curve for me as well, because I've always done everything myself, and Judith's the same way. And so now it's delegating. It has been something. It hasn't come easy, but I'm okay with it. And you're right. It's doing some of the things that I'm not good at. I'll never be good at. I've tried, darn it. I've tried all these years. I should stick to the things I'm happy doing.
The interesting thing, being a contractor, we always delegate. In my construction, I'm always hiring a subcontractor, right? I'm always getting somebody else to do this other work. And in our business, we have forgot that quite often, that we need to find some partners, some subcontractors, however you want to call it, that can do this other stuff, and they also make money, because that's the thing. So we're building that team right now.
So the other thing that's interesting is in real estate, I forgot that I always had an escrow officer and a title officer and a lender and all these other people that I could call, that I didn't do that work. And so now I was trying to do all this work. It's like, No, I'm not doing all that work. Somebody
Yeah.
else will do that.
Right.
So I've started tasking that stuff out and just found an awesome TC that I can use in my real estate business.
Oh, good. That's great.
So she'll probably transfer over into anything creative that we're doing as well. So
Cool.
we're pretty excited about that.
That's
Well,
great.
that's our point too, is that everybody in our program we're hoping stays with us, and we're building a team. Really, we're not looking at it as an internship. I'm not anyway. I know Judith is
Definitely
and I
not.
hope. Yeah, we just love everybody we have.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
We're just learning now to say with every task, and there's many, many, many tasks, who is the best person on the team to handle this? And that is such a different way of building a business than just getting stressed out every single day, falling down at the end of the day exhausted. That does not work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We're getting geared up for a workshop.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
that's one of the things we want
Yeah.
to talk about.
So you're going to show everybody how it all played. Oh, that's
Right.
we are. Yes,
maybe,
we are.
Maybe we can stop the recording and continue.
Yeah,
the
let's do that.
conversation.
Okay.
Stay on.